Manchester United, West Ham. What is going on at this moment in time for Manchester United? A big game for Manchester United. Got to win it. It's a must-win game. No more fucking around for Manchester United. This is absolutely must-win. No excuses here. 100%. Whatever happens in this game, however horseshit Manchester United play, however well West Ham play or don't play, we've got to win this game. If we don't win this game, the season is 100% over. There's nothing then to play for. So, I don't know, but Manchester United have got injury problems, they've got players out of form, shit squad, disaster. I just want to get this season over and done with. And to be honest, I'm not even looking forward to the summer because there's just nothing good and positive to look forward to for Manchester United. There's nothing positive to take from this season at all so far. It's been an absolute disaster of a season and the worst season for me I can remember in so many years. It's probably the worst season I've ever witnessed as a Manchester United fan. That is saying something. Now, I don't know what sort of team he's going to put out there. Maybe a few surprises to this starting lineup that he's going to have to go with for this starting lineup. But the squad that the men have gone with, the Manchester Evening News has been released this evening, and there's maybe one or two. Well, there's one surprise name including in the squad, Mason Greenwood. I'm surprised that he's in the squad due to the fact that we've got most of our attacking players available. I would have thought that it would have been Gomez and Garner in the squad. Gomez is in the squad, but I would have thought Garner would have been in the squad as well, and Garner would have been the man to be on the substitutes bench for tomorrow's game, because we are a little bit thin on the ground in terms of the bench. We've got no fullbacks. There are a few injuries anyway, and with the squad is average at best, and when we get a few injuries, I don't know if this hurts Manchester United with the players that we bring in, because I don't know if the quality, if you're taking out Ashley Young and bringing in Rojo or Darmian, I don't think the quality is much different, to be honest with you there, and it might actually improve on Ashley Young anyway there. So I don't know if you take one player out. If you take Matic out of the team, which has been injured, and you bring Scott McTominay in, Scott McTominay's been playing okay, so there's a lot of ifs and it's a toss-up in a lot of positions on this pitch for Manchester United, which shows that it's just squad player FC is what I call it for Manchester United. It really is, and most players that are starting for Manchester United are always squad men, or should be squad men. It is an absolute joke, but obviously De Gea will be in goal. At the back, I'm not too sure who's going to play left back and right back. Probably Dalot will probably play, unless he's going for he may choose to go with a back three in this game and play Smalling, Lindelof and Jones. Then he might play Dalot as the right wing back and then Rojo as the left wing back. I don't know. Or he might go with someone else in the left wing back. I just don't know, because Rojo hasn't played a lot of football lately. He's only played a few minutes. I think it was against Watford. He come on as a late substitute. And Darmian hasn't played for about 3 months. So to start Darmian would probably be crazy. But even starting Rojo is going to be crazy as well, because he hasn't played for a while. And you could just see it now. One of them two players starts the game and then comes off injured after fucking 10 minutes. Now, that is if we do play a back five or a back three, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if he's going to do that. If he doesn't, then it will probably be Smalling and Lindelof as your only two centre halves, and then it will be Fred, Pogba and McTominay as the midfield three. Then the forward line, I think it will be Lukaku, Lingard and Martial. That's what I think. It will be something like that. It may not be quite like that, but it will be something like that. I think it may be Martial and Lukaku. Lingard might miss out if we play the five at the back. I reckon it will be something along those lines, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't go with a back five. But the options on the substitutes bench are going to be interesting, because if he does go with that back five, it's going to be a bit of a worry, because if you've got nothing on the substitutes bench in that defensive areas either. We've got God, because there's no Bay, there's no Valencia, obviously Young and Shaw are both out, so there is a lack of defenders at Manchester United at this moment in time. Too many are actually out injured, and two are absolute rusties. So that is a real worry for Manchester United. But on the substitutes bench, there's going to be no Herrera, no Matic either. So it's going to be probably Mata. I don't know who's going to be able to come on and change the game. Maybe Rashford will be on the substitutes bench as well, and it may even be Mason Greenwood. It will either be obviously Mason Greenwood or Gomez will be that one youth player on the substitutes bench. We've gone with the 20-man squad. Obviously, if that is the actual squad for tomorrow, obviously some players do travel separate, but I can't see Matic making it or Sanchez. So that is pretty much the squad. Then it will probably, I would put my neck on the line and say I'm more confident that it will be Gomez that is the man on the substitutes bench and not Greenwood, because we've probably got enough attacking options there for Manchester United. We'll probably see Lingard or Rashford or Mata as well. A couple of them will be on the substitutes bench. So, and the midfield options just probably isn't there. So Gomez may well be that extra man that Manchester United have to bring into the substitutes bench for this game, which the thing that Manchester United have not had in recent times, and I've been a bit critical that he hasn't been able to use more youth or give more youth game time, considering we had so many injuries. We never gave them enough game time, and I know Louis van Gaal criticised Solskjaer for this, and I've actually got to agree a little bit to a certain extent. I mean, he did give them some game time against PSG, Chong, Greenwood got some game time against Arsenal, but they haven't had enough game time, any of these youth players, to express themselves on the pitch. And the only chance that we've really seen was Chong get a run out against Reading, which was about half an hour, I believe. Now, if Manchester United for once could actually put West Ham to bed after 45 minutes, be 2 or 3 up. I mean, if we were 3-0 up or something, we were, Christ knows how long ago, against Fulham, we were winning very, very easy. And if we'd had a youth player on the bench that day, we could have given them 45 minutes. And that would be absolutely amazing for one of these, Gomez or Greenwood's career, because certainly Gomez's career is just going down a blind alley at this moment in time. We're not getting enough game time. He's had one appearance each season, which adds up to about 15-20 minutes of football, which just isn't enough for a player that's looking to develop, that's moving on to 19 at the start of next season. It's just not enough game time. And Manchester United just do not put teams away. We're just not putting more than one goal. I mean, if we win a game, it's like 2-1, 1-0. Well, we don't hardly ever win 1-0, but it's like 3-2, something like that, like we've seen against the likes of Southampton and Crystal Palace and all these Huddersfield teams. It's been 1-goal margins, and we usually do actually let a goal in. So we usually just win sort of 2-1 and shit, and it's just absolutely not good enough, to be honest. We need to really be swatting teams like this, putting them to the sword. We really do. I'm not confident that Manchester United can do that, but it would just for once, it would be great if we could just swat these aside. And if Greenwood was on the substitutes bench and we're 3 or 4-0 up in the second half, which would, I mean, I'm not expecting that. I really am not. But then you could just bring him off the bench, give him 40-45 minutes of a second half, and just see what he can do, because Manchester United really do need some fucking lift. And if one of these, a youngster could just come in and showcase their talent, because we know these players have got talent. I mean, even the likes of Scott McTominay are showing it now. Given game time, players can express themselves and show what they are capable of. Not everyone comes off, but it would just be great for them to give it a go and see if they're any good at this level, because you don't know until you give them a go. Hardly anyone thought Scott McTominay was going to come in and do the job he has actually done so far. He may not go and have a great future at Manchester United, we don't know yet, but he's still shown that he has the quality to do it in games for Manchester United. And these players have got that ability to do it, but they haven't been able to showcase their talent. And it is easier at clubs where they're winning easy, sort of 3 or 4-0 at times, and they can bring them into the team at half time and give them that level of game to showcase their talent, which would be great. It would really give Manchester United a good lift if we could do that against West Ham, because everyone is really certainly excited about Mason Greenwood and Gomez also. It really could give Manchester United that real boost, bring that real feel-good factor back, because these last few weeks for me have been real down in the dumps, and we've got to build that up. West Ham are going to cause Manchester United a lot of problems, I do still believe, even though people are thinking them as being horseshit. They have got players going forward that can cause Manchester United problems, so we've got to watch out. And Arnautovic hasn't been great since had this problems with his ongoing contract, trying to go to China and whatever else, but he is still a player that's caused Manchester United problems in the past. Hernandez is coming back to Old Trafford, so he's going to want to prove a point. They've got other players in and around their team as well that could cause Manchester United problems. So this is no walkover for Manchester United. It really isn't, considering Manchester United's form. Now, both teams have been in horrendous form, so I mean, on paper, you would have expected a few weeks ago this would be a hammering from probably a 2 or 3 nil victory. But in recent weeks, we're just not doing that. We haven't had enough of them 3 or 4 nil victories. I think we've had hardly any this season at all. But you would have been more confident of Manchester United winning this about 3-0 a few weeks ago. But the form has dropped off. But I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Manchester United get over the line and win this 2-1. Let me know your thoughts on this. I think hopefully Lukaku will turn up in this sort of game. I mean, against the bottom half teams on his day, he does generally deliver in these sort of games. So you've got to be confident that maybe he can. But all the forwards are out of form. I mean, Martial just so inconsistent. I mean, Rashford's been better since Solskjaer's taken over. I think his form gradually was coming good just before Mourinho got the sack, but even he's not banging them in for fun. So Jesse Lingard's been out of form as well. So it is still a worry for Manchester United. But I am putting my neck on the line to say Manchester United do win this game 2-1. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.